Chef Steph here in my home kitchen, and today I want to share with you a great refreshing salad, cauliflower salad. Let's get started. My first ingredient is 2 cloves of garlic that I finely chopped. I'm going to add them right into my bowl. Next, I'm going to add some fresh lemon juice. I've got my lemon right here. I'm just going to cut it right in half. I'm going to take my lemon juicer, and then I'm just going to squeeze that right into the bowl. Let's do the other half. There we go. Next, I'm going to add 3 tablespoons of olive oil, which is a heart-healthy fat. Add a little bit of salt. And a little bit of freshly cracked pepper. All right. Let's whisk that up just a little bit. Perfect. Next, I'm going to use a sweet onion. We only need about half of it. So I'm going to take it and I'm going to cut it in half. There we go. But what we don't need, we'll use it later. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pretend there's a 1-inch imaginary line from here to the root, and I'm only going to make parallel cuts all the way across. The great thing about sweet onions is that they don't burn your eyes, so you won't cry when you're cooking, which is awesome. Make sure to always keep your fingers back out of the way. You can make your slices as thick or thin as you'd like. I'm just going to take and discard this little brown area on the root. I'm sorry, on the head of the onion. All right, keeping my fingers back out of the way, I'm just going to glide my knife right over and chop up some of this beautiful, sweet summer onion. Oops, there we go. That looks like about enough. We only need about a cup. And I'll just set this aside. And if some of your pieces are too big, you can easily go right back over it. You can use any type of onion. If you're unable to find a sweet onion, just use a little bit less of a regular, like a yellow onion or a red onion. All right, there we go. Let's go ahead and put this right into our bowl. Get this put right in there. This is a very quick salad. Great. All right, next up, we're gonna be using our yellow cauliflower. I have already cut it in half. I'm just gonna take my grater and we can grate it. If you want, you can even do this in a food processor to speed up your time. Just grip it firmly. This is a great way to use cauliflower. A lot of times we just use it in an appetizer tray with a dipping sauce, or we have it cooked. This is a fresh way to use it, and it's really easy. Look, there's about a cup. That's all we need. I'll just put this back over here. I'm just gonna put this right into my bowl. Next, we're gonna add the English cucumber. The one thing I really like about English cucumbers is there's no need to peel it. The skin is so thin and the seeds are so tiny that makes them really quick to use in the kitchen. So I'm just gonna cut off a manageable piece. We only need about a cup. And then I'm gonna cut it in half. And then I'm gonna turn it over, because things that don't roll around are much easier to cut with a knife, right? So I'm just gonna cut it into some strips. Again, with the salad, it's very versatile. You chop it up however you like, but I just recommend that you keep everything that you chop about the same size to help those flavors meld together. All right, so we'll just rotate it, line it up, keep your fingers out of the way, and we're just gonna chop this up. Oops, some of it's getting away from me there, right? All right, let's do this other half. We need about a cup of cucumber. There we go. There's our cucumber. And again, like I said with the onion, if you want to go right back over it, you can go right back over it. There we go. All right, I'm going to add this in. And it's getting away. I have some already prepared that I chopped up previously. We'll put that right into our bowl. Our next ingredient is flat leaf parsley. Now, if you can't find flat leaf parsley, it's okay to use the curly parsley. Sometimes it's a little harder to find. The important thing when you're using fresh herbs is they have to be dry, because if the leaves aren't dry, they're gonna glop together and you're just gonna have a big, wet, gloppy mess. Nobody likes that. So grasp them firmly, put them right down on your cutting board, and a lot of times just kind of bend them into a tight little package. Pick up your knife, and again, don't worry about being precise, just keep your fingers out of the way, right? And just chop it up. And we are going to use some of the stems, so there's no need to even take the leaves off the stem. Smells great. All right, now I'm not going to use all of the stem, I'm just going to use part of the stem. So when I get down to about this far, I'm going to save these for another use. We'll just set them aside. Again, just like I said a while ago, we're just going to go right back over it to get some of these pieces that might be a little bit bigger than we want in our salad. All right, there we go. Let's throw that right in. And I have some parsley already ready to add in, about a cup. We're going to put that right in. There we go. All right, next up, we're gonna add our tomatoes. Now, I like to use a Roma tomato with this because it has the most flesh and the least amount of liquid. So what we're gonna do is set it down. We'll simply chop it in half. Again, turn it over so we're not rolling something on our cutting board while we're trying to cut it. Set it aside. Then I want you to turn it stem side to the left. Press down, keep your knife horizontal, move your fingers over and set that aside. And we're just gonna kind of take this liquid and we're just kind of gonna take that on out. Then we're gonna flip our tomatoes over and simply create beautiful little slices. Grab them together, rotate, and dice them up. Now, you know you have a sharp knife if you can cut through a tomato without crushing it. If you're crushing your tomato, which is I don't recommend, you need a sharp knife. You should sharpen your knives very frequently. I'll put that right in there. Let me do this next one. Again, keeping the knife horizontal, coming right across, moving your fingers over to the center, and just gently, not gouging it, but just gently kind of shaking it out. Now, if you do have a dull knife, you can turn your tomato flesh side up and cut through it, and that will make it easier without you having to try and crush that tomato. All right, let's go ahead and dice this one up. There we go. Let's add this right into our salad. Great. Now, I already have some tomato already prepared for you. We're just going to add that right in for later. Next up, we have our mint, fresh mint. You can use any type of mint. And I'm just going to go ahead and pull the leaves. I don't want the stems of the mint. It's a little bit more chewy than the parsley, so I am gonna take just the leaves. We need about 2 tablespoons of fresh mint. Now, you can't substitute dried mint. It won't be the same. I would just recommend omitting it if you don't have mint. You know, mint is such a great herb and it grows like a weed. Once you plant it, you have to be careful where you plant it in your yard because it will entirely take over your whole yard. All right, that looks like about 2 tablespoons. Again, I'm just gonna put it right down here, firmly grasping those leaves, and I'm going to cut it into very fine shreds, as small as I can cut it. And again, these leaves are very dry, so it makes it so much easier to cut. Make sure you keep your fingers out of the way, and like I said, you can always go back over it with your knife. There we go. Looks great. Smells fantastic. All right. Let's mix it up. And here we go. Just gently stir this together. Look at the great color in this. That's what we want to get in our diet. More produce, more color, more variety. You know, cauliflower is a great low-calorie vegetable. It's only about 25 calories a cup. All right, that looks great. Let's plate it up. And there you have it, quick and easy cauliflower salad. A great dish to add to your meals.